Stuff to watch this year. And I'll read through these because it's kind of small. But one is voice. I'm starting to see the trend that was started with the Nintendo DS. It's come up a notch, and it's come up a notch quite quickly with Siri and also with Connect. I'm starting to see it work for the first time, where it kind of gets your voice and you can start getting commands. And I think that's going to be a trend that we're going to start seeing more of. Robin, would you agree?
Yeah, but I think it's from Dragon Speech on. It's been going on
right, and it is like,
and it's come off the map for a while, and now because of processing.
And where's Claire? Thoughts on speech? That's what I thought.
Thank you.
All right, here's another thing. The Leap Pad and the InnoTab, and possibly the Nintendo DS, are going to have a tough time because of the kid I saw in an airport in Orlando this weekend who had all the gadgets out and was playing on one of the parents' iPhones or iPod Touch, I couldn't tell, but it was definitely multi-touch. And here's the issue. Once you've tasted multi-touch, everything else just doesn't taste quite the same. Scott Tribb.
Like flying first class?
Kind of like that. Great. All right. They might, I don't think they're going to go away, but I think they might become niche products. Watch the indie games in Xbox Live and iTunes. Kelly Winters was telling me about. Where's Kelly? Or is she not here?
She has a letter from her back.
Okay, good. She was saying.
You told her to go get her folder, so she did.
Okay. Yeah, so there's some very interesting work going on, and the idea, what led to the tens of thousands of innovative apps in the App Store, Microsoft got an idea of that as well. A platform prospers when it opens up to mindshare, and Apple has such a head start right now because they've been mining these intrinsically motivated people who will stay up late, like Darren, to make brilliant apps. And so the one with the most apps wins. And so that's why there's some really interesting stuff going on for in Microsoft's Connect and Microsoft Xbox Live. I'm starting to see super apps, and I think it's a really healthy sign. These are apps that cost $10 and up, sometimes up to $50. Do you remember the day when everybody, you'd buy an app called Reader Rabbit, and it was $45.95, and that was like no big deal, right? You know, and it might work, it might not. And the tax on it was $2. Well, today, the tax is what you buy your app for, the $2, and you get really mad, write a bad review of the $2. It's just really a weird space. But Jenny is here, right here, and you have an app. How much does it cost? $49. And I'm hoping that we can have you tell us how this model works. We're going to have a look at that app, and you'll decide if it's something that is worth that price. As a former teacher, I can tell you, if the tool does the job, I'll buy it. And that's the task, is you have to prove to the consumer that you've got the tool. Club Penguin, this is quite interesting, and this happened all within the last 14 days. It used to be when you type something in Club Penguin, you had a 80% chance of it getting it wrong. So if you type something like, I'm hungry and I want to go to the pizza parlor, it might filter out 3 or 4 of the words because of who knows what. Lane Merrifield has just announced, and I think he might be on Skype
Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Yeah.
So you can ask him yourself. They've been studying the linguistics of the last 3 or 4 years of everything that's been typed into Club Penguin. Every word that has gone in, they've saved it, stored it, and analyzed it. And they've now flipped it around using constructed chat, a new constructed chat system, that's live now on Club Penguin that lets you, it's smart and learns about you as you type. And it's now flipped it from 2080 to 8020. So you got an 80% chance of getting it right. When I saw it, and I tried typing some stuff, I said to Lane Merrifield, I said, Lane, this is not just for kids. This could work pretty well for like me and like for everybody. I need 80/20. So when Siri lets me down, or Siri, how do you say it?
Siri.
What's the cool way though?
Thank you.
Siri? Are you serious? Like
Why don't you ask her?
That's a good point.
what is your name? Siri. All right, so anyway, it's really an interesting time in terms of interface or getting your ideas into the machine. I'm just seeing some breakthrough stuff. Remember I held up Connect last year at this very same time, and I said, keep your eye on this because it's got its eye on you. And I think now we can say it's some pretty serious stuff. And just ask Nintendo. All right. The tablet effect has begun. Has anyone seen this new iPad that just came out? It's a little bit different. Well, to a preschooler, this is an iPad. It's actually just made by Toshiba. See, preschoolers don't care. It has multi-touch. They don't care about attorneys. They don't care about royalties. They just want to play their apps. And I know some people in here that have had very successful apps in the App Store who also now have their same app in the Android space. And so what's good about this is you can plug your US bus right into it. Hello. You can plug your graphics right into it. You can change the battery, and it's $100 cheaper. And this is important for teachers. Unfortunately, it's harder to figure out. I can't turn the darn thing on for the life of me. Try turning this on. It's like, oh, you don't want to try turning it on. Bad joke. So it's a really interesting space as you walk into Best Buy and you start to have all these options.
The question is, would you learn how to turn it on for $100 less?
Maybe. Maybe.
Just get a preschool.
That's a good point.
The tablet effect. The tablet effect has changed everything. As Ann McCormick said, this is the, in fairness, what did you say? You said this is the computer we always dreamed of.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what you said, because you've got, think about it, you've got retina display. I mean, I think that is really clear. You've got Wi-Fi coming right in, unlimited supply of software. This is it. Now we've got the horse, we can ride it. And we being software developers and we being critics, we can start really making some amazing stuff. And I don't know, the other reviewers here, well, I'm sure second this, the graph of quality is just shooting straight up. You can get so much quality for such less money. It's really an exciting time in the space. I don't know how the heck you're going to make money.
Yeah.
I don't care. I mean, it's just so. I really don't. Another one, the last one here is iCurriculum. And iCurriculum is the thing that was in Walter Isaacson's book toward the end that Steve Jobs wanted to do, and that was to target the multi-billion dollar textbook industry. And if he could do what he did to the music industry, just basically take this very stagnant, commercial, highly monetized and unfair to the developers in a lot of instances, space and flip it around, what could you do to the textbook industry?
Mm-hmm.
And I think he laid down the rules and gave us this. We can now flip it around, and I think that's going to start happening. Ready or not, it's going to happen. I was just at NYC and I'm starting to see stuff, and with software like yours, teachers, it is a better mousetrap. It learns about you. All right, stuff you need to see. You're due now, so by the time you leave here, play a Toca Boca ad. Where's our friend from Sweden. Will you stand up, please?
Hello everybody.
And where are you from, sir?
I come from Stockholm.
From
Tokaboka.
And you're from Tokaboka, and you have
That's
your iPad too, and you've got a tea party. Would you have a tea party with anyone who walked up to you and said, let's have tea?
Absolutely anyone.
All right, good. And will we see a demo of something?
Sure.
Okay, great. The reason Toka Tea Party is important is because it's huddleware. A group of kids can sit around and freely play with the representations of the real things and spill the tea and wipe it up and dump the iPad and all the dishes fall into the sink and with a big splash. And collaborate and have a great time. And they've got pretty decent jazz in there too. Play Minecraft. That's a command. You must play Minecraft. You must go and dig a thing and let some trolls eat you. You must play Little Big Planet, or know what it is, or watch some YouTube videos of what kids are doing making worlds on Little Big Planet. And Little Big Planet 2 is amazing. So make sure that you play with it. It's on this thing called the PlayStation 3. You may not have heard of it. It's made by Sony. Have you ever heard of them? It's such an interesting space. Make sure you sing into Sweet Talking Ken, because microprocessors and voice synthesis, it's really incredible, the clarity of what they're putting inside a Barbie doll. And the engineering, sorry, a Ken doll, and what is really great. Play the Cinderella, play all the Cinderellas. Play all the Cinderellas and tell me which one's best, in your opinion. Because best is very subjective. Play Boomala. I think I screwed up the name. Sims 3D Lego Red Card, Mad Path,
Boomala.
Motion Math. I'm going to show you these. I'll get to it. We will have a Nintendo 3DS out on the table. Make sure if you haven't gazed into it, you gaze into it. So you get you want to jump in. It's so beautiful. I just want to go in there, and it doesn't exist on an
check it out.
iPhone.
He can tell you what he thinks. He plays it a lot. But
You need to understand how that's being used,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the potential that it has, and how you play with it.
yeah.
There's a lot of really
Same
interesting things, like dual pen sports tests your ability to use both hands at the same time. You need two styluses. One comes bundled with it. And it has, if you can rub your stomach and tap your head at the same time, it's that kind of a thing. It's really interesting. Play Connect Sports 2, we'll have it out, and we'll also have the Sesame Street Monster program. These are state-of-the-art Connect titles. And I was amazed at how accurately it tracked my hand and I could throw the dart. And the sound worked and so on. And it also uses voice quite effectively. Sesame Street Once Upon a Monster. Everybody you can swim into a page. When you're in the page, when you walk out of the room, it pauses. When you walk back in the room, it sees you and it assigns one of the either Elmo or Cookie Monster. So if Darren walked in right now, he would be Cookie Monster, and all of a sudden, our emotions are mapped onto their hands. And it's just like, you just don't, you're just like, oh my gosh, Elmo's doing me. And I can jump, and Elmo jumps. And it's that one-to-one correspondence. They nailed it. They nailed it, finally. Somebody took some Sesame Street characters and made an amazing product. MadPad. Make sure you do at least a jam in MadPad, because the sound sampling is spooky. It's like surgical precision. It cuts the sound out of the air, just the sound that you want, to the point that you can play a Telemann song, each measure at a time, and you can play it and it maps perfectly. So music works. And there was a thing from Neurosmith, remember music blocks?
Yeah.
You can do that with MadPad. And then you can touch two blocks and make a duet. So it's really incredible. My Play Home is one that the Toka folks should see if you have it, because it's kind of a similar idea. There's a lot of like playhouse things, but this one is much more open-ended. You can check the oven and see if the stuff you put in is cooking and close it. And it's what I like to see in an iPad environment.
We love my play home.
You like it?
Yeah.
So I was right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now I have this app on my on this thing with a sticker. All these apps are on here, and this is public domain. So I mean,
Okay.
by the way, there's stuff laying everywhere. Part of the Duster Magic idea is it's a big sandbox, and we put stuff out and everybody plays with it. So just when you're finished with it, make sure you put it back. It's a pretty simple formula. If something's low on batteries, put batteries in it. If you want to record something, or if you want to show something on a projector, just use it. Okay? If you want to fly a giant fish or shark out there, don't do that.
Because we have a hotel, right? The hotel's ours.
Yeah, that's right. We fill the entire hotel, and we've done it for 10 or 11 years now, and so we can stay up late, and
Pajamas.
we can wear pajamas if we want. Why?
Or not.
My first grader, he comes home every once in a while. They get points at class in school, and if they get enough points, they get to pick a party they want. They always pick pajama party. And usually tomorrow night, Monday night, we close that door like 2 or 3 in the morning, where people are just doing all kinds of stuff. So I was thinking, if you feel comfortable in pajamas or slippers, wear those on Monday night. I think we've got maybe about 6 other takers. So it's optional. But no feather boas, no.
Yeah, but there are slippers with LED lights built in there.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really important. If you
All right,
don't
so
have-
we're also going to have Megan's famous cookies and milk. That's tomorrow night, I think, right? Megan? She's working.
Yes.
Isn't there? Yes. All right. So yeah, the idea is we're going to enjoy some childhood things. All right, We Play Motion, another phenomenal. It's one of the best Wii titles. So don't dismiss the Wii, and don't forget, Wii U. That's Wii with a capital U, is coming out in the spring. And don't ever underestimate Nintendo and Miyamoto, because that guy does understand play. And I don't know, I'm sure some of you other reviewers have played with Wii U. It's a very interesting idea. I don't see it so much as an if-or, like you're going to do one or the other. What I'm seeing is another way, another pipeline is opening up. And so stay smart on it, watch it, because kids are going to be interested in it. They have this little thing called Zelda. And they have another little thing called Pokemon. And some people in this room are pretty excited about Pokemon. If I say the word, they start to get a little shiver. We have the champion, the regional champion, is that accurate? Of Pokemon right here. It's got Aaron Trailer will show you Pokemon. So it's a phenomenally designed product.
So if you have cards, hold on to them.
And Legend of Zelda, and I've heard Zelda is a girl.
Zelda is a girl. My son decided to be Link from Zelda for Halloween, and everybody running up, Zelda, right? Zelda's a girl. I'm Link.
So anyway, so play these games. Make sure that you have a taste of them. They're going to be here. We have 2 Wiis. We have 2 Xbox Connect systems and 1 PS3 that are open all the time. By the way, I'm sorry to those people who don't have TVs in their room. It's tough because they're kidnapped and they're down in there. You got that's right. We said Robin has to have her TV.
Plus screen time's bad, right?
That's right. Screen time is really bad.
Well, only if you're under 2.
All right, here's a Lego Life of George in fast motion, and I'll have it here So you build it against this grid. Those your hand? Yeah, that's my hand.
You ever heard of manicure?
I'm not a hand model, Barry.
Ah.
I didn't do very well. It's like so yeah, that's Lego Life of George. Where's the name come from? Who knows? But this idea of scanning your work and pulling it in is very interesting. As well as what's that?
Curious George. Life of George.
Oh, maybe.
The palm tree is nicer, but maybe not.
Motion Math Zoom. The second Motion Math title. If they just get rid of the in-app sales, I would have loved it. But conceptually, it's a phenomenal experience. We have to show this. We really have to. You make sure. Promise me that you will play the first level. Try it. It's got some incredible thinking. Now, Ann, did you advise on this?
I did.
Did you want to say something about it?
Not yet. I want you to see it.
All right, see it first. But essentially, take a number line, which is in every first, second, third grade kindergarten curriculum, turn it into silly putty, and let the child stretch it and squeeze it. And as you stretch it and move in, more units of numbers appear, like magic. And it's this idea of a virtual manipulative. Folks, we are just starting to tap this space. That's where the gold is. And I just had this great conversation with Don about more simulations. We are just starting, when you look at what multi-touch can do, to deliver rich simulations for little tiny things. So really, really incredible time. Check out Motion Math Zoom because they're pushing some stuff related to how kids think about number. And I think I just would love to hear what people like Jean Piaget or maybe Eric Erickson would say about this stuff. And we're fortunate to have Chip Donahue here. Chip?
Hi.
Have you seen your college, your dissertation advisor?
I have not yet. I just walked in the
I have
door.
to get a hold of that guy.
Yeah, we'll have to track him down.
So we'll use this to introduce Patrick Dixon and Robin Dixon in the back. Patrick Dixon is Chip and my doctoral advisor. So that's pretty scary. PhD advisor there. So all you PhDs, you know what it's like. They can take it away. So we have to watch ourselves.
We have to do very well.
Dot the I's and cross the T's. And Robin is designed an online PhD, and she's informed me that all that driving I did to East Lansing, I didn't have to do. I could by modem, Wi-Fi. So anyway, they're in the back there, and we're going to have a really delightful conversation tomorrow about this exercise that Eric Rosenbaum did at AFCAN. When I asked him what would Piaget say about or no, what would Pappert's iPad was the title. He totally didn't do that. That's okay. But he kind of did. But this idea of what folks like Eric Erickson and these very solid known theories, Chip is going to take that on tomorrow.
I'm going to give it a shot.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're so glad that you made it. Chip has been to NYC and also a wedding.
Yeah.
So we're really glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
We also want to hear the dirt on Warren.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that.
You'd want to talk to Dr. Dixon.
Yeah, you may have a little.
All these different, we saw during the Ad Fest, the Cinderella, ways to pull the child into the story and the experience. And Pat the Bunny is one of the apps that does that. Pat the Bunny is really important because it's a 1940s children's book. It was breakthrough at the time because it used the latest technology, sandpaper, fuzzy fur, glued on, and it sold like millions. Claire?
Yes, it was breakthrough for that time.
Why is it, Claire?
Well, because
By
it
the
was
way,
new material like sandpaper.
Claire Green, president of Parents' Choice Foundation, is with us today in the house.
In the house.
And
It's the first really great touch and feel book. I mean, it was,
Yes.
it was absolutely groundbreaking. It was amazing to bring texture to paper, to bring sensory experience to paper.
And you would be from Nosy Crow. And you know about this, you've got some credibility about this. Clara's clapping. Now, where's the other Nosy Crow? Right here. And now, can you guys, who are you again?
Deb Gatton.
Deb
And Kegels.
and Kate. And you're not from the UK, from just sound your voice. Just curious. So
Yeah,
you're
from Boston, but I live in London now.
Okay, got it. Okay. So it's great. So Cinderella is the app to try, and it
You
uses.
find it as Nosy
Oh my
Crow.
God.
So it's going to say you find it as Nosy Crow Cinderella rather than other Cinderellas. That's all.
Is that you?
I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, you can. There's a story. Okay. Bartleby's, I showed it quickly. Bartleby's Book of Buttons. Say that 10 times. Volume 2 is out, and it's better than ever. Anyone agree, disagree? Yeah. Agree? Have a look at it. It's really a combination lock. All of these wonderful ways of bringing children's ideas, and a page isn't just a page anymore, it's a combination lock, and you got to figure out the combinations, and you might have to read something to figure it out. Oh my gosh, that's an app. How'd that get up there? Darren Karsten actually applied some of the stuff he's learned after 10 years and made an app. This is Darren's. Karsten's studio. Karsten, right here. That's him. Anyway, great app. Really nice app.
Way to go.
And the reason I liked it was because you can drag this freely, like this, and see the plant sprout. So you have control over time. Take that finger, and I think Claire said it at AppCamp, you can turn this into a fire hose, you can turn it into all these things have this power, and that's what it's about. That's what the magic is. It's about power. Taking a little kid, little beautiful child, and saying, you get the power. That's cool. And Darren did it by letting them drag things onto a grid, and the bar graph builds itself in real time. All these feelings like, oh, that's how that works. These are real powerful things. So, yeah, that's cool. Well, hopefully we'll have a closer look at it. I did a roundup of apps, and I asked parents, every parent I know, and I do this quite frequently, like, what's on your iPhone? And what do you, they say, and I say, what does your kid does not want to give back? And this one kept coming back, and there's quite a few apps like that. And the reason this is so magical is the way the shapes pop. And then when you move it, you get the instant feedback, and the cave becomes something. So it's part of this progressive building in small little bits that lead you towards something, that pull you into the experience and teach you something along the way. And this is what is getting the highest possible rating on any scale I've seen. And this is an old app. Carolyn Flexer's Duck Duck Moose. Puzzle Pop does the same thing, but the shapes are animated, so you can start using visual and spatial clues to solve your puzzle. It's a whole new cognitive process that has been delivered via the multi-touch screen to the jigsaw puzzle. Carolyn, did you know what you were doing, or was that just an accident that those things work that way?
No, we thought that would be something different to try, and it took a few tries. So.
Yeah, well, see, what happens, like, there'll be like a bird flying across the whole scene. So when you're looking at the complete puzzle, you see this bird flying. And then it scrambles. Then you see the bird fly, flying bird to help you construct the sequence. It's a whole different way to think about it. So play it, give it a try. Did you bring codes for everybody by chance?
I can find some.
All right, great. And as far as that is concerned, we have another rule of Duster Magic is that anybody can put a flyer out with anything on it. And there's a table out there, and a lot of them have app codes. Some people who couldn't be here sent one-page sheets with little codes on it. Only take them if you think you're going to use them, and try to look at as much stuff as you can after Duster Magic's over. All right. Are you going to show anything else, Carolyn? Or this is your latest, right?
We have one in development that I'll show too.
So it's so exciting to have some of the real emerging pioneers in this multi-touch space here with us today. People who are really ruling the app store. I don't know about sales, but in terms of quality, these people are here, and it's really great. So learn from them as much as possible. To juxtapose that, and that would, by the way, be a PhD word, juxtapose. Yes, good. With the people who've climbed the mountain and been there and still have a lot of life in them, that would be the legends. Do you realize that we have the Learning Company, Broderbund, MEC, and KidPix, and Voyager, all here at this Duster Magic? That's pretty cool. So we're going to have an opportunity to let Robin, who's the former editor of PC Magazine and then publisher of Family PC, knows her way around this whole crazy space, ask him some questions. So that we're going to do during right after dinner for dessert. This is going to be fun. All right, so Puffle launch is important. Partly in part because it's a gateway into the Club Penguin enterprise. Welcome to the universe. Because once we've got your coins, which you earned, they start counting in your Club Penguin. They show up in your Igloo online. It's a cloud-based app. Trap. Aaron, it's an app, not a trap. And eventually will lead to you going on a cruise. I think if we did research, if you start playing this, you'll be on a cruise within 30 to 40 days, probably. Now that's a cynical view. That would never happen. But the fact is that it's a really well-designed take on the Angry Birds enterprise. The Angry Birds has been an incredible inspiration to the whole space. I've seen this whole thing start to develop, like the way levels are done with Cut the Rope. You start to see the Angry Birds influence. You can go on YouTube and see a kid screen did an iKids thing where the two guys from Rovio from Finland came. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here. However, I did invite an expert on Angry Birds to come today to Duster Magic. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to make it or not. But the fact is that I asked them, I was in the front row, and I said, who's crazy? Because somebody decided to put eyebrows on birds, and that made it magical and playful. And that is why the thing is in the Super Bowl. And the Angry Birds found magic. And their answer was, have you ever been to Finland in the wintertime? So that makes you crazy, I guess. So I'm pleased to tell you that we do have an expert on Angry Birds here. It wasn't easy. It took a lot of coaxing. Ladies and gentlemen, he's also an expert on intrinsic motivation. Please welcome our expert. Come in here.
I won't do it.
Come in here.
No, I'm not going to do it.
He's angry.
Excuse me.
I told you, we didn't make me do this every year. This is
Yeah, I told you.
all right, I don't like this. Are we done?
No. What is it like? Who figured out the whole pattern?
I gotta get a
I don't know.
Hold it. Can you see it okay?
Are you going to tell me anything?
No.
Get out of here! Get out of here! Hold on.
Every year you make me do something like this.
I don't care. It's part of it. All right, we got to entertain him, and I can't afford real. So we got a real angry bird. That was not easy. All right. So you want to make $1 zillion and be in the Super Bowl? All you got to do is say, do a catapult. And one of the things that they did say that was fascinating was it forces you to wait. Angry Birds is behaviorism. It's incremental reinforcement. Dr. Dixon? Throw a red flag down if I say something wrong. Yeah. What's really, it's fascinating because it makes you, the way it pans back, you shoot the bird, flies through the air,
Well, you have to check.
and it might or might not knock down the blocks. Chances are it doesn't. You have to do it about 300,000 times, right? And then it slowly pans back.
They should be able to give you a
And that's what the Rovio guy said. I think it's that waiting, that pans back, that keeps people glued. Understanding the glue, it's classic reinforcement. The people who do slot machines understand it really well. And Rovio just stumbled upon it, and they're household names. So that's pretty cool. Scott Osterriel, what do you think about that theory?
Yeah, I think that's part of it.
You think? So we're really, here's another legend. The guy who thought up, well, it's a tabletop math at Chirp.
Yep.
You worked on it.
I worked on it. It was really Christmas.
Yes. And then, of course, that led to the logical journey of the Zucchinis, which is another one. And you're a legend.
Yes.
And we're also young. So anyway, Scott is, what is your job right now, Scott? And what's the thing that you just, the game that you just worked on at the museum?
Yeah, I'm the creative director at the MIT Education Education, and I will talk whenever you let me about a game called Vanished. I think it was the Smithsonian last year.
And you're going to talk on Tuesday?
Yep.
Yep. So, great. And, all right. I showed Word Wizard during the App Fest and this whole notion of letting a child drag tiles that talk around. Again, explained it's been around a long time since OK More. This idea, though, on a multi-touch screen brings a lot of new possibilities in letting kids construct language with these mysterious squiggles known as letters and build that meaning. And so this is a start. Mubala is Sandra Boynton's books brought to this multi-touch screen. And you seen these?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
So Ben Houston of Waterford, you read them to your kids? Yeah. And that's how a lot of us find these really strong connections to books, and we really understand how they work. And have you tried the iPad version? So everything's spring-loaded. You can touch the pigs, and they oink in harmony, and so on. But it's all driven by you, and that's a real trick that they've mastered with these, is they let you drive everything in the book. They don't just push them at you. Scroll Motion worked on this Harry Potter film wizardry thing. Go to the extras. It's a $14 app. I've got it on my iPad. And look at how you can drag across the XY axis. Yeah, so, all right, you just drag across the screen. You go, zzz, and as you drag, things happen. And you learn that this dragging will gradually unfold a Quidditch mat. And as you drag this way, it wrinkles back up. And that's Scroll Motion's technology, and you're starting to see it in a lot of different applications. Very creative. Get smart on that. It's really interesting, and it's in the Harry Potter film Wizardry at the end. If you look at the credits. Peapod Labs. Chip, you met these people, right? Are you here? Or did you step out? I got really excited by the way these apps are exploiting open source material, like stuff on YouTube and so on. When you touch W, you get whipped cream, and it looks like that. That's not mashed potatoes, Dan. That's whipped cream.
Okay, sorry.
So, when I touch the C, it'll go to corn. And I'll see not just corn, I'll see a farmer harvesting corn. And I'll see a YouTube video. Or I'll see a kid with about 3 teeth missing trying to eat a corn on the cob, all full screen beautiful images. And this is redefining the whole idea of building meaning. It's a really interesting counterpoint to this was in our last issue, Children's Technology Review, with Janine Herron, a neuro-linguistic person who sees the world differently than I, says that the whole phonics gap, she calls it there's a gap, and kids need to be scaffolded and so on. And I think she's way over pedagogizing.
If you didn't have a gap, you would know how to do it.
Do I need my gap? Anyway, try it, play it, it's really amazing. You do need to have an internet connection to get to the YouTube stuff. Barbara, have you seen this? I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. All right, I think we're getting to the end here. We talked about Nosy Crow, and you guys are here. What is the nosy part?
It was my brother's idea for a character. He told it to me over a Christmas dinner in Edinburgh, which is where I'm from, and how I laughed and dismissed it. And then later, when I was looking for a URL, Nosy Crow was one of the very few URLs that I like the sound of. That wasn't.
It's amazing how many companies are being named by URL availability.
But it was also funny and irreverent and intriguing and crossed a wide enough age group, I thought.
And I do like the idea of a nosy crow. I think it's kind of a playful.
It was about curiosity in children.
Yeah, it's kind of like on there with a duck moose. All right, there's Toka Tea Party, and once you play it, it's really fun to see teenagers playing with preschoolers. It's really a irreverent app. That's why I'm kind of worried about anyone from Tokaboka. Actually, I want to make sure we keep an eye on it.
We're taking
Keep an eye on it.
have a schedule.
Yeah. All right, getting to the end. Toys. Try, I said, Sweet Talking Ken, and the fact that you can put a camera that can record 20 minutes of video or 2,000 JPEGs, who knows what you'd want to use 2,000 JPEGs out of your eyeglasses, into a pair of glasses. I have, they're here, they're going to be out. You can see what they can do, and I'd love to see which. I've seen cameras in Hot Wheels, right, Scott?
Also in Air Hogs.
Yes, the new Air Hogs.
The new Air Hogs has them.
Barbie? Glider.
Remote control, where you can take a plane and go over your house or whatnot and have the camera shoot down on it.
Sure would have been nice to have a camera in that fish, wouldn't it have?
Yeah, well, I thought about it. Well, a good thing there wasn't, though.
That's right.
So Murphy Stein, Aline Stein's son.
He's sitting there.
Murphy?
Yep.
Do you want to
Talk about how it happened.
Yeah.
He got away from me, I guess, is the easiest way to say it. Yeah. I feel terrible. He was a really fun toy.
Well, we still have the shark, and we're going to save it for later.
Is there more?
You want to talk to him? You want to?
It wasn't his fault.
It was actually.
That's the best you can do.
It was actually a great science lesson that you can only do once, I guess. Because it turns out that it was really warm in here, and when it got outside, it was really cool, and he just floated right up to the ceiling, and I couldn't control him.
Look what you did to Nemo! But this is, for those of you who missed it, this is the air swimmers.
Needs a little help there in the front.
Yes, and they swim, and they're swimming really nice, and we're just giving you a hard time, but if the hotel did burn down, I was going to have some words with you. I'd like to just thank Michael Colombo for swinging the sharp knife on the end of saving the day. Oh my God. All right. Any other toys, Scott?
Oh, there's a lot. We'll have a lot to talk about, I'm sure.
And there's also the camera and the Hot Wheels video racer, which is amazing. I mean, that's like a dream. You put a little camera inside the Hot Wheels, Velcro it onto your bicycle hat, heck with the tracks, but you can see a track view of that car. Wow. So it's really interesting to apply these technologies. All right, Disney App Mates we have right here takes the capacitive energy of your hand, transfers it in through to the bottom of the car into those little holes, and they're spaced differently so it knows which car I am, and the voice changes, and I can drive around on the screen. Very interesting.
And I'd like to thank Warren for putting this together. This is 11 years.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And
What is my motivation?
I met this guy in Italy, and he was telling me about, when I first met him, he told me that he actually reviews kid stuff. And I was like, that's an amazing job. And he's like, it's really cool. People send me stuff, I get to review it. He said, but there's a lot of bad stuff. And that's really hard to do. And the way I remember it, you were saying you were trying to put together something where, and I think it was selfish on your part,
yes,
was that if he could get people to make better stuff, he wouldn't have to review as much bad stuff. So basically, this is all a self-serving thing to make his job easier. Did I remember that correctly?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.